Hello, BAME farm fans. Guess where we are? We're in the new TR-86 for the first time, and the first time at night. Whoa, let's go swimming. Yeehaw. Why are we doing this after dark? Well, we got started during the day. Oh, shut up. Every once in a while, the return elevator beeps at me. I think it's just a sensor issue, because it's one beep and then it decides it's okay. So, it's January, what, 8th? Yep. It's gonna rain a whole bunch tomorrow and Saturday. That's no fun. These beans are terrible. I didn't show spraying beans. I didn't show, or at least not these beans. These are the beans at home out back. Well, we're lucky we have beans for how this year went. We're getting something. We're recovering what we planted, I guess. Ugh. So that's joyous. So why are we just now getting to harvesting beans? This is the first time out. A lot of weather, maybe some business decisions. As you saw, I picked ear corn. I focused a lot on picking ear corn because I had a buyer who was, you know, they're coming to me, paying my price. And while I had frozen ground there for a little bit, or it was dry back in November, a little bit, sort of, I focused on ear corn. The beans, I gotta haul them someplace, and they're not gonna pay what I want for them. So, we'll harvest beans when we get to it. So yes, I put a lot of focus on ear corn. And since it's not frozen and it's warm, we're working on beans. Unfortunately, preparations for the combine took a little longer than I'd hoped. I can only work so fast. And Dad is, well, good for advice and moral support right now. That's really all he should be doing. So, one in a partial man crew, and some little bit of waiting on parts. The feeder fingers down there, I opened a big can of worms on those. We were missing 3. Well, they were well rusted in there. And I ended up putting $400, I think so, way too much money in plastic parts. They use glorified PVC pipe to hold those fingers on the shaft that they rotate on. So a lot of time wasted on that, but I think I'm very glad to have all the feeder fingers to help pull this in. Sometimes it's hard feeding where the beans are short. The beans are short. Where the beans are taller, it's much better. Also, I think I need to dump a bunch of money in to fingers on the reel, which you may not be able to see that because it's dark. But the bunch of the ones in the middle have been kind of snipped off. I wonder if that's related to that patch that was made on the tube there for the reel. Now, I did get lucky on some things. Yeah, I know. I bought this machine sight unseen online auction. Almost had a guy in Wyoming moment, right? Buy something far away, never see it, think it's a good deal, and, well, he sold that tractor. So yeah, I put a little bit of money in some parts in the combine. Nothing too major, I don't think. Seemed minor enough. Motor's good, transmission good, inside seems to be pretty good. I'd like to find a spreader instead of a chopper for the back of it. Oh yeah, hey, are you enjoying our LED lights? They're bright. Oh yeah, I'm back here in the back, in the back corner, cutting the weeds and hoping there's some beans in them. I'm loving the terrain tracer. I got really lucky there. I plugged it in and it worked first time. Worked the first time. Let's see, things I did not get lucky on. This left drive tire will leak down in about 10 days. So I have the air compressor nearby it, and every few days, about once a week, I put a tank of air in it. We've got a don't know, like a 50, 40, you know, fairly big air compressor, an upright guy on wheels. I just remember to put air in it because I'm too cheap. I wanted to go come out and play in the mud and see how I like these tires, just in case I wanted to go find rice tires for it. I'm enjoying the four-wheel drive out here swimming through the mud. That's been well worth the money. That's good. All the electronics seem to work. Let me slow this buggy down. The only thing it doesn't function, or I haven't figured out, is the auto reel speed. The reel is hydraulically driven, and it's got a sensor somewhere to match it to how fast the tires are turning. Well, I've got it set on a manual mode, and I just play with the dial. I've got the reel running a little fast, I think, I hope, to kind of help claw some of this stuff off the ground. Now, if I knew these were going to be 60 bushel beans, which they're not, and they never were, when we planted them and going through the summer, I was going to be tickled pink if they got anywhere close to 30. They're nowhere close to 30. Just, you see the weeds, they didn't get sprayed on time. I was too focused on getting hay made because I had 3 dry days. I wasn't going to waste it on spraying beans, unfortunately. I was going to go out there and get the hay. Just the way the hay situation is, doing some of it on halves, everybody getting ants in their pants. I was hoping Dad would spray a little bit. I don't know who sprayed these. I think Dad sprayed them. I didn't spray beans back here. Oh, and when we get to my beans, it's going to be really ugly. There was a lot of volunteer corn from last year. So yeah, well, this is the only good thing about this video is the nice new combine, not the beans, unfortunately. Corn's fared pretty well, as we've seen from the picking videos. Brrr. Seems like I'm going in every which direction out here. I think I'm pretty happy with the tires. You end up spending the few $100s to have it fixed, make it hold air. I think their setup is tubeless, so it'll just be the cost of if I have them come out to the farm to do the fix, or whether I'd be mean and take the tire to them, make them wrestle with it off the machine. I do need to, I'm pretty sure that I will have to switch the drive tires and make it narrower for corn. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Right now I'm just kind of holding, waiting on corn. It seems to be standing well enough. I think it's well protected mostly from the elements, you know, like the wind. And I'm waiting on it to dry. It's, I don't know, it's corn. We've got some. It's better than a year that would have yielded no corn for a lot of people. Many folks, you know, didn't harvest because they didn't plan. Let's see, another nice note.
Meat happy. Resume.
The radio works. And was it pretty bad? Like, Mom climbed in here. She's like, whoa, we're moving up in the world. The radio works. We got working lights. Can you see the flashing? Hey, we can be safe on the road or something. All those creature comforts. Checked all the oil, found all the grease zerks. One thing I didn't like, and I think this thing ended up sitting outside, that's the only joy of an online auction, it's farmer retirement, but it sat outside for at least a year with grain in the bubble up auger. But it is a brand new bubble up auger within the last few years. Like new tube, new flighting, new gearbox. So, you know, that duration outside took the paint off a little bit at the bottom, but I think the metal's okay. Oh boy, we're gonna need some mud. Oh, we should need mud. Okay, we'll leave the beans, leave the mud. Go around that little wet spot. Running the rotor about 800. Yeah, we got the gauges over here. Isn't that fun? Woo! Going fast. Let's see, that's not Dad, that's some truck. Probably shouldn't be here. There's 3 houses on our road, and I know exactly who drives what and who shouldn't be here. And I'm trying to think who's got lights on their mirrors like that. Plowing our way through. Biggest thing I'm worried about is finding a deer antler. It's getting to be shedding season almost. I know where the rocky spots are, where to avoid those and really watch. We're sinking a little, can't tell after dark. That's why I did this filming after dark. Plus I spent the daylight hours getting acquainted with the machine. I think I feel pretty good now. In the future, what are we gonna look out for? Well, more rain and obviously more harvesting. Making lots of ruts. There's gonna be lots of chisel plowing in the spring. Yeah, we're gonna hopefully try out the 2+2. If anybody wonders where that's at, it's still waiting on a clutch. I just haven't gotten around to that project, unfortunately. Farming with experienced equipment and buying experienced equipment, aka used. Oh, hey, there's beans back there. If I can keep them coming in fast enough, they're fairly clean. When it's not dust, that's also a good sign because we're after dark. I like to see the dust, means it's still dry. When the dust starts going away, it's quitting time. And with it raining tomorrow, hopefully that keeps the dew off. Usually right before rain, it won't do. It's a little cloudy out there. It is almost full moon. So we'll see what sort of things go wrong for us. Full moon after dark. We had one little breakdown. I broke a bolt. That is part of the engagement for the head. That was a quick fix. I can deal with that. So yes, the joys of buying used equipment. You've got to be prepared that you're going to have to put repairs into it. Especially buying it blind. For the price, well, I know the guy who sold it lost money. Feel sorry for him, but you know, somebody needs a deal every once in a while. Whew, well, I've yammered on for a long time, haven't I? So next time we go out, it's going to be a week plus. Yeah, definitely dry air. Probably be a week plus before there's more harvest action like soybeans and things. Just because of weather. Okay, fine. Let's stop, lift the head. I'm loving this hydrostat. So this is going well. That we'll put this out, see who watches the end of this video. The two old TR70s are in need of a new home. I got this beast going, we're moving. So if anybody wants two TR70s package deal, 3 grain tables, one's for parts, and then 2 corn heads, 2 combines. And you can be all set, ready to roll. So yes, anybody wants 2 old TR70s, they need a new home, contact me. You can figure out how. Many of you have. I'm sure I'm trackable, downable. I don't know if that's safe. Oh, so yes, I've yammered on. We'll let you guys get back to your other fun farming activities. I'm gonna just watch the reel, listen to the radio, keep going as long as there's dust. This is a really thin area back here. Not many weeds, not many beans. Lots of slope. This is weird, there's a slope here, but it's wet. Whew. Oh, watch the mud. Can we squeeze it? Right underneath the end snouts. I left the end snouts off. Haven't regretted that. I like not having those end snouts. Life's all good without them. Okay, folks. Well, finally I will get off here. I'll catch you guys later with more fun farming action and hopefully more machine views next time. Oh, there's beans over here still? Where am I?